Hi guys, this is me Sharon and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how to make this semicircle purse with zipper. For this project, you're gonna need any yarn of your choice, a 12-inch zipper or any zipper that is suitable to the size that you want for your semicircle purse, needles, and some scissors as well. For more free patterns, do not forget to subscribe. And I'll be using a 3.0mm crochet hook. You can check out my video on my unboxing of this crochet hooks that I bought online at Lazada. And also I'll be using a fingering weight yarn, acrylic 100%. Now you can use whatever yarn that you like, and because I want it to make thicker, this yarn is fingering weight, so I'm gonna use double strands. So when you say double strands or double pull, you're gonna get the end of the yarn in here and including the middle part. So I'm gonna start with the this kind of pink. So I'm always using double strands when I use this kind of fingering weight yarn, and when I use two strands, it is almost similar to a medium weight, similar to that of Red Heart Super Saver. And then to start, we're going to work a magic ring first. After that, we're going to chain one, and then we need to work 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then pull it tight, and then work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet made. Next is we're going to chain 1, and then into the same stitch as chain 1, we're going to work 2 single crochets. You already have 1 and then 2. So into every stitch around, we're going to work 2 single crochets, or what you call an increase. So you should have a total of 12 single crochets by the end of this round. So to end the round, you're going to work a slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet. For round 3, we're going to chain 1 single crochet, into the same stitch, do single crochet into the next, and then we're going to repeat the same pattern. So one into the next stitch, and into every second stitch of the round we're going to work 2 single crochets, or what you call an increase. So you're going to keep repeating 1 into the next stitch, 2 into the next, until you reach the last stitch. And into every last stitch of every round, every increasing round, you should have 2 single crochets. By the end of this round, so as you can see, we have 2 double crochets or single crochets in there. So into the first single crochet made, we're going to work a slip stitch, and then we are going to keep growing this circle. So in the next round, we are going to work as usual, chain 1 single crochet into the same stitch, and then 1 more single crochet into the next stitch, and then into every third stitch, that is where we're gonna work an increase or 2 single crochets. So we keep increasing every round if we want our circle to stay flat while the size is getting bigger. So that's what we're doing. So for this round, we're gonna work an increase into every third stitch. So at the end of, or when you get to the last stitch, you should always have 2 single crochets, because we started with 1 single crochet, or 1 single crochet into the first stitch. So the end should be 2 single crochets. And then to end the round, we always work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet made. Now that is what we're going to do. Into the next round, the increase will be into every 4th stitch, and then we keep moving the increase into the next round with 5th, 6th, 7th, and so on. So as we do that, you're going to notice that the circle is getting bigger and it's gonna get flat at the same time. So that's what we're going to do. We will just work an increase into every round until we get the size of the circle that we want. So into the next clip, I'm going to show you how many rounds I did. And then I did 16 rounds, and I'm going to close off the round. And to do that, after working my last single crochet, I'm not going to slip stitch, but I'm going to cut off this yarn first. And then I'm gonna use a needle to join them. So this is how I joined the last round, but also since I must have 96 single crochets around, and once I do this, there will be 97 instead of 96. So you might want to do the slip stitching if you're used to that, so that you will end up with 96 total number of stitches. Now, whatever number or total number of stitches you have on this circle, that should be the total amount of stitches that you have when you work single crochets around the zipper. And since I have 96 stitches here, so I should have 96 stitches around the zipper as well. So to do that, 96 minus 4, that will be 92, and 92 divided by 2, that will be 46. So for each sides of the zipper, you will have 46 single crochets, and in between you're gonna do chain 2, and then 46 single crochets on the other side, and then by the time that you slip stitch, work 2 more chains. So the next step is we're gonna work single crochets around the zipper, and you can use a smaller hook for this. In my case, I have used 1.5 millimeter crochet hook so that it could easily go through the hole, but of course it's not that easy. It takes some practice to be able to get it right. So the number of stitches I have in the circle is 96, and then minus 4 because you're gonna do 2 chains in the middle of single crochets. And then after I have subtracted 4 from 96, I have about 92, and then I divided by 2, so each sides must have 46 single crochets in total. So that's how you get the number of, or the amount of stitches you need around the zipper. So now I have 46 single crochets on this side, and then the next thing is I should also have 46 single crochets on the other side. Now in between those, I should be able to have chain 2 into the middle. So that's a chain 2, and that is part of the amount of chains or stitches that we need in order to have the same amount of stitches in the circle pattern. So that will make 96 stitches around as well. Alright, so I have 46 single crochets on this side and on this side, and then in between I'm gonna have 2 chains. So I have 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna slip stitch on top of the first single crochet. And now we're ready to attach this piece to the circle. So the next step is, after slip stitching, chain 1, and then get the circle piece, and then we're gonna work on the right side. So this is the right side of the circle, and then after chaining 1, we're gonna go through the first stitches of both sides. So on this circle, I'm going to go through the first stitch and into the same stitch as chain 1, and then I'm gonna go through those chain 2 and 2 single crochets, so 1 in each. So that's what you will be doing when you get to the chain 2. You're gonna work 2 single crochets in there. Now because mine is 97 instead of 96, so that's the reason why I'm going to work 1 more single crochet into the chain 2 space. So remember that the amount of stitches of your circle should have the same amount of stitches into the zipper so that it will fit perfectly. So after that, I'm just gonna work 1 single crochet on both sides. So I'm just gonna work a few single crochets until I get back around. So now I am on the other side, and same thing, I am going to go through the stitches including the chain 2. So into the chain 2, I'm gonna go through the first single crochet, and then of course I'm going to like work a single crochet around the other side, chain 1. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then I will continue working 1 single crochet on both stitches to close off. Once you get back around, you'll notice that they both have the same amount of stitches, and you should end up with working a slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet made. So it looks difficult, but I think it works well for me. This is actually the second purse that I did, and if you haven't watched the other purse that I made, which is semicircle that has tulips, yeah, I am going to add the link in the description box so that you can check it out as well. So after this, make sure that you have not missed any stitch, and then after that, work a single crochet on top of the very first single crochet made. Now for the last round, we're gonna do a shell stitch, and here I am checking whether I have missed a stitch or not. Hopefully I did not miss any. So that is the yarn tail. Maybe I'm gonna weave in that later. And then for the last round, we're going to work shell stitches. So we're going to chain 1 first, 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna do 3 chains, and then we're gonna work 4 more double crochets into the same stitch as the chain 3. After that, you're going to skip 2 stitches, and on the third you're gonna work 1 single crochet, and then skip 2 stitches again, and then into the third you're gonna work 5 double crochets. So that's going to be the repeat pattern around. We will do 5 double crochets, skipping 2 stitches, 1 single crochet on the third stitch, skip 2 stitches, and then work another 5 double crochets. So that's going to be for the edging. Once you get back around after working your last single crochet, skip 2 stitches and then work a slip stitch on top of the third beginning chain. So after that, you can work a slip stitch and then cut off the yarn, and don't forget to weave in the ends. And that's how you can make this semicircle purse with shell edging. So if you guys like this video, do not forget to hit like, comment if you have other requests that you would like me to make on this channel, and also if you're new, you can check back on my previous videos that will show you many ideas about making bags and purses. And also, if you have made a project through this channel, you can tag me on my Instagram. Thank you.